enough to have a chat about detoxing. We've got a partnership where we work with Martin. He's working over at he's helping us with the Wizard Warehouse Pharmacy over there. We're at Incline Fitness. We're sitting down here in the gym right now. And we thought it'd be a good opportunity for us to share how you can detox for fat loss, energy, and boost your metabolism. If you guys don't already know, my background's in personal training and NLP, therapy, currently managing the club at Incline Fitness. Martin is fully qualified naturopath, absolutely loves health and wellness, helping people to improve their health and wellness. Since Martin's right here with me, I'll pass it over, and we're just going to have a bit of a chat as we go through this information, so I'll be bouncing questions back and forth to Martin. So I'll pass it over to you, Martin. Would you like to tell everybody a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, sure. Thanks, Nick, for having me on today. Yeah, my name's Martin. I am a naturopath and working as a naturopath for a few years. I actually guess grown up with the importance of what food we put in our mouth and different natural ways we can work and help our own health and help the body to work at its optimum. My mum was a naturopath, and long story about that sort of drew me into being a naturopath. And through my studies and as of being a naturopath, working in a pharmacy, there's so many ways that we can take control on our health and look after our health and not have to then rely on medications to sort of survive. So I love being able to help people, give out information. Nutrition is so important, and lots of different lifestyle things. Exercise being one of them, but lots of other things we can do to help us to be better and be healthy.
Sure.
And live life.
Absolutely, totally agree. Awesome. Well, we've got a bunch of notes here. We've been chatting a bit before we caught up with this webinar, and we've got some really good information to share with you guys who are watching this now. So we're just going to bump over to the next screen there, and at the front here, why detox? Well, I'm sure we could probably spend half an hour sharing with you why it's important to detox. Most of these bullet points are from Martin. I just added a few at the bottom there, just there's additional benefits that you can experience. I remember just my first light detox that I did many years ago. I found had quite bad regularity actually. I was only going to the bathroom about once a week, and people were slapping their foreheads now, going, "Oh no, he's talking about regularity." And no pun intended. What I was finding was that my energy was just, wasn't that great. It was up and down, and I found that I just felt sluggish. I felt like, and continue listening on, because we are going to go into how to not only improve your energy levels, but improve regularity, which can, in some cases, improve your energy, your mental clarity, help you to lose weight, because a lot of people do have a lot of toxins in their system, and really, detox, you give the body a good break. So I guess, maybe starting at the top here, Martin, what do you think? Environmental toxins up here. What are your thoughts on why people should or need to detox?
Well, today, over the last 100 years, there's so many more different chemicals that we are exposed to that, really have. There's so many toxins that we are exposed to, different ingredients in our cleaning products, to make the soaps set up and, to get that bubble, just to be able to clean products. Perfumes, they used to use, essential oils as their perfumes, but today they've got, bioidentical oils, which we don't really know how the body responds to. So many personal hygiene products, your shampoos, your soaps, your makeups, that they just don't know the long-term effect on the body of applying these things to our skin and putting them in our hair. So it's just so much. And then, you can talk about, the fact of water system, that's a whole topic. You could spend half an hour on looking at that. So, in the water, we're getting contamination from the waters, all the heavy metals, lots of things you get.
Yeah.
The list just keeps going on and on.
it's pretty amazing, isn't it? I remember reading I remember I was sitting down in my apartment a few years ago, and I was looking at a document that came from some doctors, and this doctor was a hormonal specialist, and she also worked with nutrition, but she was also practicing as a GP, and she was saying that one of the things that our worldwide filter systems don't filter out is the hormones that go through when women take a birth control pill or something like that. They take the pill, some of it gets excreted out into the urine, it goes back into the water system, gets filtered out, and then you end up drinking the same thing. But over the years, it's not like the hormones are getting removed out of the system. So literally you're recycling, but you're also adding into it at the same time. I thought that was quite alarming.
Yeah, yeah. And not just your hormones, but the herbicides, the pesticides that they use in farming today to get the fast crop rotations. They can mimic our hormones, so they actually will then take the place of hormones in the body and start all these cascades that hormones can do. So it's not just their medicines, but your herbicides, your pesticides, the plastics. They have hormone acting properties, so it's lots of reasons to detox.
Yeah. Sure.
And so I guess looking at then there's lots of different definitions of detox, but I think for me it's important to look at how does our body eliminate different producers than just general function and general living. So that's where you look at your liver. It's probably the main one for all your chemicals. It sort of breaks it down so that it can get excreted out of our body. It'll do that via the kidneys or the bowels, so they're really important. If they're not functioning properly, but you're doing a whole lot of work on your liver, then your body, the detox backlog is just going one step forward. So instead of being stuck at the liver, it's now stuck in the kidneys, stuck in the bowels. Your skin is another one that we do lose through our sweat. We lose some toxins that way. So skin brushing is often used when people do detoxes, and then also breathing. Some people will look at how we breathe and trying to improve our lung functions and other good way to eliminate the carbon dioxide and increase our capacity for using oxygen. So I think we spoke a little bit about medication. So medication is important. I'm not going to take away from that, but it does mean that our body has to process those chemicals, break them down. It's usually via the liver and the kidneys, bowels. Once again, we'll remove it. Some medications mean we need certain nutrients. The pill, for example, we need the B vitamins. If someone is diabetic and they're taking metformin, B12 often it gets depleted. Your cholesterol medications, there's a nutrient called coenzyme Q10 utilizes it. So medications can mean that we need to improve our nutritional, what we eat and get our nutrition through what we eat. So, if our body isn't processing things very well, then we're not getting that improved nutrition. So that's why detox can, is so important. And they've got removing the blockages. So, different pathways in a body can sort of get stuck because we're low in certain nutrients. B12 is really important for many things. How the liver detoxes this pathway called methylation, which is so important for detox, for brain function, for our moods, or there's so many things. So if we're low in B12, or body isn't making the B12 through our digestive system, then it creates this blockage and functions don't work as well. I don't know if you had anything else for that. Removing blockages.
Yeah, well, I mean, what I'm getting there is that medications are they have their place and they can be important, and that at times they can increase the body's need for additional vitamins and minerals and these things, and so that's where you need to offset that by either supplementation or eating more nutritious foods or certain foods, and what I'm getting with the liver, kidneys, and bowels, the elimination there and detoxing those, if you just detox your liver and use a product specifically for that, or just focus on detoxing your liver, and you don't focus on the kidneys and the bowels, then you're kind of only clearing up 1/3 of the actual areas that need to get fixed up.
It's just it's not a complete detox. It's just moving the toxins from one part of the body to another.
Yeah, shifting them around.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Well, we want to get them out,
Completely get rid of them, yeah.
So your body doesn't have to focus on those and can, look to get optimal health, and it's going to function better and,
Fantastic.
feel a lot better.
That's great. Well, I mean, I feel like I got enough reasons to start detoxing today. So, should we go over to the next slide and take a look at what we've got on there?
Yeah, sure.
All right. Okay, so we got detoxing and nutrition. So I guess this is, perhaps now as you're listening to us and you're watching this presentation, perhaps you're thinking, all right, I appreciate the need for detoxing. I feel like it's time that I detox. I want to look at what is the next step. I'm wanting to detox. Where do I go from here? So if you mind, say you were saying to me or saying to our audience, what's next from here? They're ready to detox. They want to go.
Yeah. So if we look straight away, looking at just our diet and nutrition, what foods we're putting in our body, it's really trying to simplify the foods that we're eating. So I always look at the processed foods. If there's more than 2 ingredients on the package, then I think you're better off just putting it down and getting another product. Trying to get foods that you prepare from its natural state. So trying to get lots of fruits and vegetables, lots of vegetables, all different colours of the rainbow, because your greens are really rich in so many nutrients. A vegetable like beetroot is, it's got capacity to help with our nitric oxide production, which is involved in how blood vessels dilate, so it can improve circulation. Some of the red and blue coloured foods, your dark berries, are rich in antioxidants. Even something like watermelon, while it's going to have a high simple sugar fructose content in it, it has some vitamin A. It's got some of the beta carotene, which our body can make into vitamin A. So there is benefits to many vegetables, and I always say the colour of the rainbow. Try and get your greens, your reds, your orange, yellows, your purples, some whites. The only vegetables I would be cautious about is, say, your potatoes, some of the higher starchy ones. I think just the carbohydrate load on those, and you're better off just having them occasionally. Not necessarily ruling them out, but your potatoes probably do a lot better nutrient-wise than potatoes.
They're quite dense, aren't they?
A lot of carbs, which high carb foods is causing one of the big epidemics of diabetes in the world, not just Australia, everywhere. So your starchy foods, even corn, just watch how much sort of corn you have in. Lots of vegetables. Have them make some salads, make some lightly steamed, do some stir fry. There's so many ways you can incorporate vegetables. Preparing it only really adds 10-15 minutes per meal to your day, which when you look at life, I don't think life's that busy for many of us that you can't just include another half an hour just being prepared with food. And that's probably the big thing with nutrition is, just having that, putting aside some time. If your health's a priority, you make time for things, so anything's a priority. So just to be able to prepare some nice food yourself. If you do really struggle with your time, you can get, your pre-mixed green salads, leaves, and you get your leaves, so you don't have to worry about washing your lettuce and cutting it up. They've already done that for you. Or you need emergency, you need some salad, chuck in some other things, your capsicum, a bit of tomatoes, your beetroot, so many ways you can make a salad. It doesn't just have to be lettuce, tomato, and cucumber.
That's certainly true.
While they are, they do have benefit, there's lots more things you can make in your salad. Putting some nuts and seeds, add a bit of different crunchiness to it, adding some protein to it, adding good fats. Avocado is another great one, getting some good omega-3s. Nuts and seeds are only important if you're vegetarian. They are that source of protein. If you're not vegetarian, I'm trying to go for, and same for vegetables and fruits, you know, if you can get the organic, you're going to get, it's not necessarily, there's some of the studies now, not necessarily that you're going to get more nutrients out of the organic, but you're going to get less contaminants, and that's going to prevent your body from functioning. So less contaminants then means you're not going to go processing, you know, all the good nutrients you're getting from the food as well. But yeah, for your meats, so if you're having meats, trying to go for your lean meats, organic meats, try having some meats you don't normally have. So try a bit of turkey, if you don't really have much lamb. You know, for fish, just watch your fish though, that can be problematic. Farm fish is going to be, you know, that's a bit murky in how good quality your farm fish is. I would try and avoid that if you can. If you know anyone who's a fisherman and goes out on the coast and gets some, you know, local WA fish, that's probably going to be the best fish. Yeah, so fish is no good lean meat. It's got some of those good omega-3s, as long as it's not farmed, because they give it canola and grains, and rather than getting their omega-3s from the algae, which, you know, normal fish in the wild will do, they get it from the grains, and they don't actually make omega-3s, they make more of the omega-6s and 9s, which can be problematic. So yeah, probably looking at food, not trying to have too much wheat. You know, we probably live a great amount of people live. Probably what we sandwich for lunch, they have some pasta for dinner, or rice. You know, so they're having lots of grains. I would say have grains one meal a day. You know, there's so many other foods you can have. You know, you don't just have to have cereal for breakfast. You know, have some eggs with a bit of spinach, some avocados. You know, grill a bit of tomatoes, so get the lycopene coming out of the tomato. It's good antioxidant, good cancer preventative. You know, what else? You know, have some hummus on your bread. If you're going to have eggs, just a bit of bread rather than butter. You know, there's so many different things you can have besides cereal. Make a smoothie. You know, have some fruits, even chuck in some greens. If you're brave, well, not too brave, but don't mind having a green smoothie. You know, put in some bit of coconut oil, you know, some blueberries, some spinach, a bit of kale. It's a great start to your day.
I hope you guys have got your shopping list out. Writing down all these great suggestions, Martin's going through.
Yeah, well, yeah. It's just, and you can Google, you know, smoothies, green smoothies, and you get so many different things coming up.
I think there's even a website called greensmoothies.com where it's got a million green smoothie recipes.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. Yeah, so many ways, you know, you can get besides having cereals. So yeah, the nuts and seeds, they're very good, and as I said before, if you're vegetarian, that can be quite important. Same with your legumes, you know, your chickpeas, the beans. One's just forgotten me. Is it buckwheat? No, I've forgotten which one it is. I don't know if it's actually a legume or if it's a grain. But, and even sprouting your seeds or your legumes is a good way to try and improve how you know, the protein through those products. So especially if you're, you know, vegetarian, that protein can be quite tricky for some people. So that's another way of getting more nutrients out of these things. Especially if you maybe trying to go a bit more less cooked foods, sprouting is a great way to get some raw nuts and seeds and legumes without causing that problematic thing that they can do. Or preventing, like your legumes can prevent absorption of, you know, some nutrients. They've got the phytates, which is why we generally cook them. That sprouting can sort of avoid that issue as well.
A lot of people soak them as well, don't they?
Yeah.
To get rid of the phytic acid or to reduce it.
Yeah, that's right. You know, soak your nuts, you know, overnight. Just drain the water, just wash them and let them dry, and then you've got there's a word they use in the market for them. I can't remember what it's called. Activated. So you see a product called activated nuts, and that's what they've basically done. I think they add whack a bit of salt in too, make it
yeah, I think it's dehydrating rule as well.
Yeah. But yeah, so that's the official marketing term for whatever you can do it for yourself and not
take one.
Yeah, that's right.
You can activate it. When you soak it in water overnight for you.
Yeah. yeah, so just trying to get, and they're good sources, enough seeds, legumes, good sources of fibre. You don't need to have your grains when you're having those. If you're having your vegetables, your fruits, enough seeds, legumes, they're all sources of fibre. If you're going to have your wheat, trying to get good sources. So if you're going to have bread, try and get good bread. So if we talk about brands, quite a variety, not just wheat-based bread. They've got rye breads. They've got spelt breads, they've got mixed grains, they've got wheat-free, gluten-free, yeast-free breads. So that's a good one. The Ezekiel breads, they're quite heavy and they'll be sticky, almost like a bit of a, it's not a fruit cake, but it's a sticky bread.
Ezekiel, that's the blend of grains.
Yeah, it's a blend of grains. I think they're sprouted too, and it's quite a wet bread. It's not a dry bread. It'll be found in the fridge of any health food store or organic store. A naturopath supervisor told me, with those ones, you don't need a big slice, you just need a quite a thin slice. You cut it up and you chuck it in the freezer, and you just grab out the slices you need it. So through all this food that we're talking about, you're getting lots of nutrients. You're not getting the preservatives. You're not getting any colorings. You're not getting any numbers that are contained in foods in a box. And you're getting lots of nutrients, and your body's going to thank you for it. I don't know if you had anything else you want to add.
I think speaking of the numbers, you were saying there's a book called Chemical Maze. So if you guys are wondering about, Martin's saying, when you're picking up your foods, trying to make sure that whatever you're eating doesn't have more than 2 ingredients in the packet, that can be a useful kind of, that pretty much means that you're shopping outside in the outside areas of the supermarket.
It's not going to be in a box.
No, it's not going to be in a box. Even my barbecue sauce at home, I think, has more than 2 ingredients. So, and I know that, if you make it at home, at least there's not going to be numbers in it. But if you're wondering what all the numbers are in there, they're usually code words or names for chemicals or some type of preservative or something that's created in the lab usually. And there's a book called Chemical Maze, or if you get out your phone and you look for the app in the App Store, Chemical Maze, and then you'll be able to grab that. So
it's a great app, great book. It just lets you know about what the numbers are, and the good, bad, not in between of, and it's not just your chemicals in your food, but chemicals in various conditioners. All the ingredients that are listed, these long chemical names, they're not all necessarily bad, they just sound very chemically, the names that they use. And it just tells you, what impact it can have on you and your health. So it's a great thing to have. Looking at fluids that we're having, obviously water's really important. Liters of water, especially when you're detoxing, water's important because it's going to help our kidneys they're going to be flushing things out. You want your kidneys to be working really well, not to be slow, and so that's why water's important. So hence, I've got a few things there. Your best to avoid, depending on how much of these you consume, is going to maybe depend on how quickly you can get down to avoiding them. So alcohol, it's just a given. You wouldn't be drinking alcohol if you're detoxing, because it, your liver's the main way that breaks down the alcohol, and you're just putting another burden on the liver. So you're trying to avoid alcohol. Coffee, that can be probably one of the hardest things for people to give up in a detox. While you're doing the detox, you're going to get a lot more benefit out of it. If you can't avoid it, that's okay. Trying to reduce how much you're having, trying to get a good organic coffee bean, and just having that 1 cup of coffee a day so that you're enjoying it. A lot of people will have symptoms related to giving up coffee. So they get the headaches, they get the shakes, they get also things can affect the bowels, so that they might be the bowels might be relying on the caffeine to actually function. So you may get some side effects as your body is sort of getting used to not having coffee. If you're getting those side effects, that often means that you're consumption of it is probably an unhealthy way. So yeah, I don't necessarily have anything against coffee, but you know, enjoy it and don't overuse it. I think is probably the best way, and don't rely on it. So go without having a cup of coffee to get through the day, and you know, but you enjoy having it, going out with friends, you know, during the day or after work. You know, that's probably healthy coffee consumption. If you're struggling to get to work, get out of bed without slurping down the coffee as you leave, or you have to go to like mud bowls or something before you can function at work, then that's probably a good indication that coffee is sort of dictating your health a bit in a negative way. Or your soft drinks, those sugary drinks, you know, your Cokes, all that sort of stuff, even the ones without sugar. You're better off just not having them anyway, but not having those. Even your juices, most juices in the store are you know, not great. If you do want to have a juice, make your own. You know, make your own out of vegetables or, you know, apple or something like that. Again, there's a plethora of recipes of good juices that you can do if you really have to have a juice. And then all your energy drinks, you know, the Red Bulls and all those. I don't even know which ones they are. You know, don't really drink them.
Lose count of them nowadays. There's so many of them.
So yeah, it's just trying to avoid those again because they've got caffeine plus all the other sweeteners and all the other stuff they put in there. You know, it's just not good for you. Just putting your body almost on that state of alert without getting nutrients to be naturally at that state of alertness. There's a lot of stress in the adrenals. So looking at nutrition, just avoid them. Have lots of water. Have some herbal teas. If you want a hot drink, you know, there's so many herbal teas that are going to provide benefit. You know, you can have a chamomile, not my favourite tasting tea, but chamomile is good for your nerves, helping people relax, calm down. You know, ginger is a good one to help your circulation, helps nausea, so getting a bit noisy during a detox, have a bit of ginger tea. There's lots of teas. Just, you know, go to a health food store, they're probably going to be better quality ones than some of the ones at Coles or Woolies, but you know, finding your tea, rooibos, it's a nice tea, it's a South African tea. It's a good alternative to your normal black tea or your, you know, the Earl Greys, all those sorts of ones. But it's got lots of antioxidants and no caffeine. So I think that's sort of, I don't know if there's really anything else diet-wise, just sort of spend a fair amount of time. It's pretty important though, during the detox. You want to increase your nutrient load or nutrient, you know, density of your food and reducing the, I guess, the negatives of your food while you're detoxing, and you know, continue it after detox is probably the key. You know, just trying to continue that good food habits that you maybe you're just starting through the detox, and you know, use that chemical maze book. Use that, you know, look at what's actually in the box that you're going to be buying, or just going around the edges of the shopping centre and the outsides.
Yeah, for sure. I remember in my first 3 months of joining a gym, I could hear the loud music beating around in this room. I looked around with all these grey walls, and across me was a personal trainer. And he looked at me as my first personal trainer, and he looked at me and said, "Nick, what you do in the kitchen is just as important as what you do in the gym." And I think that probably quite sums up, I guess, just adds a bit of emphasis to what you've just been going over. If you're training hard in the gym and you're exercising regularly, or even if you're not, what you do in the kitchen is so important to your results. It's like there's an old saying out there, I probably won't recall it correctly, but something along the lines of you know, 6 packs are made in the kitchen, or something like that. I probably absolutely destroyed that quote just yet, but the main point is that your body is going to respond to what you're putting into it.
You're just going to find you enjoy exercise more. I think if you're eating well, you know, you're going to recover a lot better. You're not going to get that fatigue like you would before, like when you're exercising. You know, you do get you release a whole lot of endorphins when you exercise, so you have that euphoria almost after exercise, but then you cannot get enough nutrients in, and the muscles get fatigued, and then, you know, they're not ready for the next time you exercise, and then you just can't do maybe what you want them to do. If you have certain goals with exercise, if you're trying to build the muscle, all that sort of stuff, good food is a pretty important part. I'm not really talking about this, but all your protein supplements on the market, they only provide some of the nutrients that your body needs. If the exercise you're doing that helps build the muscle, it's not necessarily having protein drinks, but your nutrition helps you to be able to do your workouts better. Mm. And actually, there's a lot of pre-workout products. Just stop after this. Contain high caffeine. So that's the main thing that's boosting their energy is the caffeine needs pre-workout. So if you're doing a detox, maybe stop the pre-workout. Well, you won't need the pre-workout because we're going to talk about exercise shortly anyway.
True. Good points there, good points. All right, well, we've gone through a lot, so let's go on to slide, this is our fourth slide out of six Australian accent. Detoxing and exercise. So now that you've covered nutrition, we spoke about the importance of eating real foods, the stuff that's around the outside of the supermarket, fruits and vegetables, lean meats, organic if you can, nuts, seeds, legumes, and really, and then avoiding or really lightening up on the alcohol, the caffeine. If you're drinking every day, you should probably stop that. If you're drinking alcohol every day, you should probably stop that.
That's right, yeah. The World Health Organization has alcohol listed as carcinogenic.
Right, wow.
And, even Australia, just now recognising that if you're having more than 2 standard drinks a day, that's too much. On any day, not just every day, but any day.
Even if you load up and you have 12 on one night,
that's right, yeah, that's way too much. And your poor body, just doesn't cope. You might find it, but in time, the body's just going to break down because it's just too much on the liver. It's trying to break all this stuff down, just not getting the nutrients in.
Yeah, body's not made to last forever.
Enjoy those 2 drinks you have when you do have your 2 drinks. If you have trouble with the drinking, someone told me once, buy the most expensive alcohol that you have. So if you enjoy your whiskey, get the most expensive whiskey. So you just have it, with a bit of ice. Just have it by itself. So actually enjoy it, and not buy the cheap cans. You get the premix for the cola and that sort of stuff. And you're less likely to waste an expensive alcohol than you are a cheaper one where you just think, oh, that only cost me $10. I may as well go through that whole bottle tonight.
Yeah, that's true.
It's
a good point. It's a really good point.
So I think with the exercise and detox, it's not good to be doing hard workouts. So any time that you're doing a detox, even if it's 3 days, a short one, but a week to 2 weeks is probably a bit better if you're doing a detox. Just trying to do light exercise, do some cardio, go on the treadmill, do some walking, do some rolling, just so you are exercising, getting the muscles working, getting that circulation going, but you're not putting extra stress on the body. So, not trying to do high intensity workouts. I'm not trying to lift the heavy weights. Just trying to do some light exercise. Stretching is another form of exercise that's going to be light, that's going to be really beneficial for you, especially if you don't do much while you're training, doing your hard sets. Trying to do some stretching, really important. A lot of people get benefits out of yoga. If you do have to do your weights, try and do some light weights, maybe do a bit of body weight working, so doing push-ups, doing chin-ups, triceps, working your triceps, lots of different exercises you can do using body weight, your squats, your lunges, calf raises, so many things that you can do. But just trying to do exercise, but not too taxing exercise. Looking at lifestyle, exercise is a lifestyle thing that you can do while you're doing a detox. What cleaning products you use is pretty important too. So you can simplify that a bit, using, bicarb, vinegar, lemon, a bit of lavender, tea tree. I think that should have been closed now looking at it. They're all good products, things that you can add to make your own cleaning products. So, there's lots of different chemicals in your cleaning products that you want to try and avoid anyway. So make your own. Looking at your personal hygiene products, that's where that chemical maze look can be quite good. So you can try and see, the products you are using, what's in them, how good they are. There's plenty of nice clean products on the market that you can use, so you're not actually adding that chemical load through, if you're trying to clean yourself. So I don't know if you have any other exercise tips, for the light exercise. I just spoke about that earlier, about trying to do light exercise, really heavy workouts. Nick, you got any other tips on that?
Yeah, well, I know it's beneficial to do a deload week. So if you guys don't know what a deload week is, it's where you usually half the amount of weight that you've been using. We'll bring it down to about 40%, and all you do is you just do slow reps. So you do 3-second negatives with a percentage, and that's just going to allow your body it's going to drop the load a lot in terms of your weights that you're using. And maybe even think of dropping your volume a little bit as well. So do a few less sets each workout, and you're just really going in there just to kind of stimulate the muscles a little bit, just to let them know that, hey, you're still there and you still want to hang out with them, but that, you're just having a little bit of a break for a bit. What I've found is that people who do a deload for a week or two, once they go back on that third week, they're actually a lot stronger, because they chuck a deload in there for 7 to 14 days while you're doing the detox, and you won't lose any strength. You'll probably actually gain strength. And in terms of fitness, if you're going to be doing cardio, it's summer now, so get out down the beach, get some vitamin D on your skin, whip your top off, get your clothes off, and just enjoy that sunshine on your skin, because that's going to do you a hell of a lot of good too if you haven't been taking vitamin D throughout the winter, which is one of those important vitamins that most of us should be taking if we're not in an outdoor job.
Yeah, that's right. It's very true. Get a bit of the nature on your skin too. Get that sand on your feet. Just get in the ocean. It might be a bit chilly for some people, but it's still good.
Yeah, for sure. I know I was down on the beach about a week ago and jumped in the ocean and gave the heart a good shock. That's for sure. It was like the old Japanese tradition of jumping from a really hot bath into a freezing ice bath and then back and forth. It was really hot out in the sun, and as soon as you get into that water, and it's spring water, and it's cold, but really excited up the nervous system, and felt really fresh and energized afterwards. That's for sure. So your body will thank you for it, as long as you're not hanging out in a cold wind afterwards. Get yourself dried off, and you'll be good as gold. So it does a lot of good being out with nature.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Cool. So that
I think we've just about covered this.
Cool.
The slide.
Awesome. All right. Well, let's go on to slide 5 out of 6. How to detox. So, this is really where we're bringing it all together for you guys. So, why it's important to detox? Because there's a load. There's things that are thrown at your body. There's things that have been environmental toxins. There's been your liver and kidneys and bowels have been getting blocked up and stocked up and overworked and overused, and they really need a break. And you really want to boost your energy, your metabolism, increase your fat loss, so your ability to lose body fat, your ability to just maintain a healthy weight over time as well. So, and then we went into some nutritional, eat real food, going into balancing your exercise with that as well, and just easing yourself into it. So this is really the how-to. So Martin's just going to guide you through a few simple products you can use to take action today to really just start that detox process.
Yeah. So it's quite simplified. You can take lots and lots of things to help with the detox, but I've just simplified it so we're supporting all those main elimination pathways that are going on in our bodies. So the first one is the apple cider vinegar. you know, there's so much more research now coming out on the benefits of apple cider vinegar, and the main one is the fact that it's just acetic acid, or it's got the acetate in it, which the bacteria in our digestive system actually produce when they break down the leftover foods that our body hasn't used. And you know, the bacteria in our digestive system are so vital to how we function, how our immune system functions. Now finding out through research that the bacteria actually send signals to our immune cells to tell them what to do. So, you know, poor digestive function, the bacteria often are not going to be in a good balance. You know, there is bacteria in our digestive system that when they get out high enough numbers, they can cause problems. Antibiotics are going to contribute to that. You know, having meats where the animal's been raised without antibiotics is still going to have sort of some residue contamination there. So for many of us, our digestive flora, bacteria are not really how they should be. So apple cider vinegar is good because it sort of helps start doing what the bacteria are going to be doing. And there's so many ways you can have it. You can just put, you know, some with some warm water, or just, you know, room temperature water in the morning, like a spoonful. You can whack it in with some olive oil. We didn't really talk about oils in diet, but whack in some, make your own salad dressing, some olive oil, some apple cider vinegar, chuck in a few fresh herbs, some parsley, some basil, a bit of garlic, all great nutritious, you know, foods, and it's going to provide nice flavour to your salad. People talk about salad being a bit bland. Well, you know, you can spice it up a bit. You know, it's something to try and help how the bowels work, the regularity of the bowels. Herbalax is a herbal-based laxative product. So it's got herbs in there which help the bowels function better. The muscles to contract and relax, which is how it moves everything out. Some herbs in there to help calm down. So if you ever get bloating, have trouble with a bit of wind, you know, this product will help sort of calm that down, stop the muscles from cramping itself, and just help the muscles to naturally, you know, help the digestive system, help the bowels to work properly. And that bowel, you know, I can't say enough how important to get your regularity of your bowels is for general health, but especially if you're going to detox. You know, because the liver will break things down, and it breaks it down so the body can get rid of it, and moves through the bowels, through the kidneys. So yeah, so got the third one there is the Orange Botanicals Liver Clean. It's a great herbal-based product again, as you probably can see. I love my herbs. It's got a great combination of herbs which help the liver to function better, help the detox capacity of the liver to work better. There's, you know, multiple phases that your liver goes through in detoxing, so you won't all be working well. Now, someone who does abuse the alcohol, that first phase detox is, you know, quite stimulated. The next two phases often not work as well. Helping the gallbladder too, so helping with the liver to produce a bile, which is going to help digest your food and absorb your fat, and help the gallbladder to actually squirt the bile into your digestive system. So it's a great product to support the liver. I've got a detox tea, so that's again a mix of different herbs which help support the kidneys. It's got dandelion leaf there, it's a great herb for the kidneys, also does liver work. Some cumulative herbs which help us support the digestive system, especially again if you do suffer from like bloating, wind, discomfort after meals. It's going to help sort of calm down all the smooth muscles in our digestive system. So yeah, so they're basic. You know, there's just 4 products. It's pretty simple product-wise of what to do. So we'll be looking at to do it for 2 weeks. I'll have the instructions on there of how you need to take it. If you start doing a detox, you're starting to get, you know, the headaches, the nausea, you know, itchy skin, or maybe your skin may even break out. You know, that's, I guess, a warning to some people. Some people think they might do detox to help improve their skin. sometimes it gets a little bit worse before it gets better. So you may find, you might get some breakouts. So maybe not do a detox when you're going to be in a bridal party. It's probably not the best thing. Do it after the wedding. You can enjoy the wedding, and if you have had a few too many drinks, you can follow it up with a detox. And then once you finish your detox, having a good probiotic, because in a health you see the ads on the TV. It's a great probiotic, which is just basically some bacteria that they've through research shown that they play an important role in the immune system and our digestive system. And so when they're not in the right balance, that's when you can get some digestive issues happening. There's plenty of probiotics. There's other ones that if you go to a pharmacy or a health food store, that like the naturopath there will be able to recommend, which are good quality probiotics. So I think that's always a good follow-up. Sort of there's a term we use. You do the weed, seed, and feed. So with the weeding through the detox, the feeding is with the probiotic. The seeding is with the probiotics, and the feeding then is continuing that good diet. The fibre is so important for the probiotics as well. There's so much research that shows that low fibre diets drastically change that balance of the bacteria, and you get quite an imbalance of the good bacteria, and some of the other problematic bacteria that are there sort of get too high levels and they cause problems. So probiotic and good food is really important in that follow-up time. So I think that sort of brings it to the end of this slide here, and all the information here. I don't have any.
Fantastic. No, well, that looks pretty simple to me. I mean, that's a simple lineup of products there. There's 4 products, and I mean, they're not going to come to a hell of a lot either. I mean, by the looks of it, the dollar value is going to be quite low for all 4 products together.
Yeah, it's probably going to, depending on where you are, but you're probably looking at around $50 for all those. Maybe $50, $60, which is, getting 4 products in a health food store for about $60 can be quite tricky at times. So,
that's for sure.
You're not breaking your bank doing that for 2 weeks. You probably the vinegar there will last you long 2 weeks.
Perfect. That's great. Well, there you go, guys. For $50, $60 or so, you can get your detox started. You can get started, and of course, you can actually come down to the Wizard Warehouse Pharmacy, which is right next to Anytime Fitness in Girrawheen, in the new park shopping centre there. And you can actually, if you have any additional questions, you can always chat with Martin there, and he can. What he'd also love to offer you guys is a nutrition consult, bonus nutrition consult, and I'll let him go into a little bit about what that actually entails. But it's pretty valuable for you guys.
Yeah, that's right. So you can just look at what your diet is, what sort of food you're eating, give you some key recommendations of areas maybe you need to look at with the food that you're eating, give you some recipes, give you a few some information about what foods, what nutrients contained in food, so you can really try and get as many nutrients, all the vitamins and minerals, all the other nutrients that the body needs through your food. Lots of recipe ideas for you to help kickstart it. For some people it can be quite new, some of the food that they're making. Give you a few recipes to help you get started on that. It can be really important too, maybe you should have said this in the outset, if you do have underlying health issues, so if you have problems with a thyroid maybe, or you are diabetic, or there's other health issues, you might be on certain medications, it is best to see health practitioners before you begin the detox. You can see myself here in this area, in the Girrawheen area, and we can just look at, maybe tailoring a detox that suits your health situation. Because for some people, doing a big detox, it's going to be problematic. It's not going to be good for them at this point in time, and where their health is. So, I don't want to be causing, poor health through doing the detox. So if you do have any health concerns or you're unsure, you might be taking certain medication, you're unsure whether anything that was suggested might impact on it, come and see me or talk to a qualified health practitioner about it. That's really important. So so just give you a few pointers through that consult, and just help you get the best out of doing the detox and the best out of the food that you're eating.
For sure. So there you go, guys. So definitely take Martin up on the offer of a nutrition consult there, and what he will, and like he said, he's going to go into how to help you out additionally for helping you to get additional results. So now what I'd also like to share with you, of course, is that we do need to say that typically we're not licensed, and so whenever starting any exercise or nutrition program, we should first seek the advice of a licensed medical professional, a doctor, and of course get them to take it off for you.
Yes, very important.
And that pretty much wraps us up for the webinar. So, anything else you want to add?
No, I think just, it's no time like now to start the detox. Traditionally this springtime is the detox time. Everyone's just come out of winter, there's a lot of comfort food gets eaten in winter. Some people can put on some weight. Detox is a great way to start the weight loss program, and you'll find that without really trying, you're trying with your food, but you're going to find that some people will lose weight with a good detox program anyway. But it just allows your body to be ready to. So yeah, now's the time to do it. It's a good time. A lot of people want to get ready for summer bodies. That's your sort of thing. The detox is great to do that. Just going to get a lot more benefit of doing a detox. So just start now. Don't be afraid. Try something new. You'll probably find you get some new foods that you never really eaten before. That's always a good thing, I think. Broaden our exposure to different foods.
For sure. Awesome. All right, guys. Well, remember, detox for fat loss, boost your metabolism, and definitely catch up with Martin for that free nutrition consult down at the Wizard Warehouse Pharmacy in the New Park Shopping Centre. If you need to contact us at Anytime Fitness, we'd also love to offer you a free personal training session just to help kickstart your fitness goals. But of course, jump down and catch up with Martin. So signing out, Nick Ritchie signing out, and thanks for joining us, Martin.
Okay, no worries, Nick. Appreciate the time. It's been good.